welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Meg and thank you for checking out my channel. So today I just wanted to do kind of a quick impromptu video about all the ways you can use a single lemon. Now, I have touched upon pretty much most of the things I'm going to mention in this video in my previous videos, so I'll put links up to them as I go along and to save me rambling too much. But yeah, I just thought this would be a really good way to kind of encompass all the great different uses for one single natural ingredient. So let's get right into it. Okay, so number one is an obvious one, which is to use the juice of the lemons. So I basically had a bag of 3 lemons that I got from the reduce section, which, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is probably one of my favourite pastimes. So I rescued them from the reduce section. They were organic and unwaxed, and they worked out at £1, 3 for the pack of 3, so basically £1. So what I was doing this morning is I was just juicing the lemons, and what I like to do is freeze them, because I find that lemons aren't really one of those common ingredients that you use every day, and they can go bad, particularly as I bought them reduced. Obviously they have a shorter shelf life. So I like to freeze them, and my little ice cube tray, actually each compartment happens to fit half a lemon, which is really satisfying. So yeah, so I juiced all of the lemons and then popped that into the freezer. And what I was left with was obviously all the rinds, the skins, the peels. And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to throw these away, so what can we do with them? So as I have mentioned in a previous video, I like to have a squeeze of fresh lemon juice in warm water first thing in the morning. I actually still have one on the go here at the moment. I've just used a slice instead. That's kind of a second thing. You can use them in water as well. I've gone into detail about why I do that in my previous video, so go check that out. And so then if you turn it inside out, so push the half lemon inside out once you've juiced it, and it actually serves as a really good kind of direct cleaner. Obviously you want to make sure what surfaces you use this on. I don't know what you have in your home, but just check the lemon juice is acidic, so just be careful where you're using it. But what I really like to do is, that's what I did this morning, and I'll pop a photo of that up. I used it in the bath. So lemon juice is, like I say, acidic, so it's actually really good for cutting through grease and grime, which in the bath is ideal because of, soap, soap grime that get residual soap that gets left. So you can use it literally by turning it inside out as an actual scrubber. You want to rinse thoroughly off afterwards with water, of course, but it's just a really nice kind of fresh, clean scent, and just a great way to use something that would have otherwise gone in the bin, which is something I really like to focus on my channel, is repurposing things and avoiding as much waste as possible. So yeah, that's a third use. And then I wouldn't then reuse that rind itself for my next point, what I'm going to share next. So I'd probably just dispose of that in your food compost bin, but at least you've got, kind of a secondary use out of it already after you've juiced it. And then this leads me on to my fourth point, which is then I was obviously left with the other 5 halves. And so what I did is I got an old repurposed container that I've had for ages, and I just squashed them into the bottom of it, and I used some straight white malt vinegar. Sorry, I was trying to think of the word. Mine is, I'll show you up in the photos, is actually the Sarson's bottle, which I'm pretty certain you can get in any supermarket. And now I bought this because it comes in glass. I try to avoid anything in plastic wherever possible. Sometimes it's not always possible. So this was in a glass bottle. Unfortunately, I didn't have quite enough left to fill above the lemon rinds, but what you want to do is kind of have them fully submerged in the vinegar. This won't matter, it will still have the same effect, but ultimately what we're going to do with this is turn it into a cleaning solution. This is how I clean my home. Usually I use orange peels, and I will be making a video, I hope very soon, on how I clean my home with natural products. I've kind of touched upon this in a previous video, so that's something I hope to do, really soon in the future. But basically, yeah, you have all these rinds left, so you can squidge them into this container. You want to kind of push them down so that they're fully submerged. Top it up with white vinegar, pop the lid on, and then leave it to the side for a couple of weeks. I'd say maybe 2 weeks would be okay, and then when you come back to it, the vinegar solution will be fully infused with the lemon, so it'll have a really lovely scent, and then you can decant those rinds out of there, pop them into your food compost bin, and there you have it. You have a cleaning solution. Now you can dilute this. I know that a lot of people like to dilute it 50-50. Sometimes I use it straight, but only on really carefully selected surfaces where I know that it's definitely safe to use. So obviously, depending on what setup you have at home, just be careful. Diluting it is the safest thing to do with just some water. And there you have it. You have a really economical, natural, healthy cleaning spray. It's really good at leaving things shiny. Obviously it cleans really well, and I think one of the best things about it, obviously, that it's natural, but I really like the kind of clean, pure scent that it gives off. I don't know, I think in comparison to conventional store-bought cleaning products that are just full of harsh chemicals and they're really quite toxic, and bleach in particular, they're quite pungent smells, and I think this, and maybe it's just because I'm accustomed to it, but I have briefly mentioned in a previous video, actually in my very first video about how to purify your home, so I'll pop a link up above, so go check that one out. Conventional kind of store-bought cleaning products are really quite harmful to not only to our indoor air, but then in turn breathing them in ourselves. So a natural cleaning product that's homemade but has also been repurposed from something else, I mean, what more could you want? Super economical. Like I said, that pack of 3 lemons were reduced down to £1.03. So I think that's fantastic. So that will be my cleaning spray in a couple of weeks' time. And during this process, I actually figured out that that Sarson's glass bottle that I had could also be repurposed. I mean, I keep all my containers anyway, jars, bottles, things like that, and I repurpose everything to literally try and have as little waste as possible. But actually I found a trigger spray lying around, and I think the necks of bottles like that tend to be quite universal in shape, and it actually screwed on perfectly. I'll pop a photo up of what I mean. So I had suddenly this kind of repurposed bottle that I could turn into a spray bottle. I won't actually use this to decant the solution back into it in a couple of weeks' time once it's finished infusing, because I already have amber glass bottles that I use specifically for my cleaning spray. I'll pop a photo up of what I mean, and then I also have a pump one for my homemade hand wash, and then I also have another one for refilling my washing up liquid, which I take to my local zero waste shop. So I won't necessarily reuse that Sarson's vinegar bottle, the glass one, for this cleaning solution, but I can use it for so many other things. The fact that it actually fits with this completely random trigger spray, I thought that was spray head, I thought that was amazing. So yeah, in that process I discovered another use for the bottle. So that's number 4. And then the final thing that you can do to have a full circle of use out of something that probably would have only got one use and then gone in the bin. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, so I won't ramble on too much about it in detail, and I'll pop a link up of the video where I explain this, is to basically use the net bag that the lemons came in as a scrubber. It works really, really well. Now again, I've already mentioned this in the video previously, in my zero waste hack video, but basically just keep the metal clasps and the label out the way, of course, so you don't damage the surface, and it just makes a brilliant scrubber. I've popped photos up in my previous video how I used it on my sink. I feel like being able to get that many uses out of one thing that's so natural and much healthier is just the ultimate way to be frugal. Okay, so there you have it. That was my kind of roundup video, light-hearted, quick little demonstration of how you can use one thing for a number of other things. I hope you found this helpful. As I said, it was just a quick impromptu video, but I found myself discovering all these uses this morning with this pack of lemons, and I thought I really want to share this. So as always, thank you so much for watching. It really, really helps me, and I really appreciate it if you also subscribe, because it encourages my channel to grow. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Take care and stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.